And hi there, Brandon. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Just having a ball. It's a real privilege to be talking to you. So, uh,
Nah, man.
Rob, are we ready to go? Okay, just 1 second. Okay, here you go. I'm here with a three-time All-Star, face of the Cincinnati Reds. He is that dude. Talking about Brandon Phillips. How are you today, Brandon?
No, I'm doing great. How about yourself? Thanks for having me.
Uh, just having a good time. And there's so much I want to talk to you about, Brandon. I want to talk to you about MLB The Show, the 2014 version. I want to talk about the Reds. But before we get to that, let's talk for a second about Brandon Phillips because I got to tell you, Brandon, a couple of years ago, I almost hopped on a plane, flew to Cincinnati just to shake your hand. And I know
Uh,
this may seem like old news, but when you went to that Little League field and showed up just unannounced and thrilled, I mean, I got Little League in my blood, Brandon. All right, I've been coaching for 30 years, and I got to tell you something. I do. I shake your hand and I congratulate you because I mean the kids must have been thrilled.
oh man, hey, that's what it's all about, you know. It's all about the kids. It's about the fans. If it wasn't for those guys, we'd be playing in front of empty seats. So I try to go out there and just try to put a smile on the kid's face. I mean, he was just tweeting me on Twitter
Uh
and
huh.
he just said, Brandon, since it's an off day, can you come see me play? And you know, I was just like, well, let me go surprise this kid and see what he really is working with. And I just went out there and I showed up, and everybody out there just started going crazy. And then he was at third base in the middle of the game. He was like, Brandon, it's me. I was just like, calm down, pay attention to the game, pay attention to the game.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun just seeing the guy smile and you know, took pictures of him and the family, him and the whole team, talked to the guys about baseball, talk about you know, staying in school, say no to drugs. I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, and that was the highlight of my career so far, and I hope that a lot of other major leaguers should really go out there and visit little kids because it really shows you why you play this game and how you really started from the bottom and get to where you are right now.
That's great. So you can look at all the stats you want, look at all the All-Star votes and everything else, but the real Brandon Phillips attended a Little League game unannounced and probably the biggest thrill that kid ever had.
Yes,
So
it
let's get
was.
let's let's get to Brandon Phillips. How's your wrist? I remember
My wrist.
last year when Tony Watson hit you on the wrist.
Oh, yeah, my wrist is better. You know, I haven't had any complaints about it so far. I mean, it's not really bothering me. So hopefully, I can just stay healthy for a whole season, so I can really show Major League Baseball that you know that I can still play this game. And you know, I tried to go out there and play with a hurt wrist last year, and I think I did pretty good especially with one wrist. And you know, you know, all that I can really do is go out there and do what the team wants me to do to go out there and win. And I feel like I did my job last year, regardless of what people are really saying. It's all about what my teammates feel and what the organization wants me to do. And as long as I'm healthy, I'm happy, and I'm happy to be still living this dream.
Well, if you're healthy, I take a look at the Cincinnati Ball Club, and all I see is it just jumps off the page. This team is a contender, of course, led by the three offensive veterans and Joey Votto and Jay Bruce and yourself. This is a ball club that I don't see any holes in it, Brandon. You've got to consider this team a contender. And who do you think the team to beat is in your division?
Well, of course, I see our team as a contender. You know, I feel like yes, we still have a little bit of holes. You know, we lost Chu. He's one of the best all around players in baseball. But you know, we have a young kid named Billy Hamilton, which a lot of people know. I call him the Road Runner. That's what I call him. And you know, he's going to be a rookie. It's going to be his first time. And you know, as long as he go out there and just play the game the best way you know how, and we just gonna just go off his ability and what he brings to the table. And you know, it's going to be Devin's first time being an all-around catcher. So we have a lot of things that's going to be different this year, but I still believe that we can still go out there and compete and win our division. But when, like you said, who's the team to beat? You cannot really you can't really just say that there's a team to beat. The best team in the game right now is the Cardinals. You know, that's how I feel. If they just keep on getting better and better. They're a winning organization, regardless of how I feel about them being out of division. They're still the best team to really go out there and compete and go out there and win a division. So we just gotta go out there and play the game the best way we know how. And you know, don't worry about what other teams are doing. But you know, the Cardinals, they went to go get the empty holes. They moved Carpenter to third base, got Johnny Peralta. They still had the good pitching. So, they're a good team.
They're a good team, but I'll tell you what, if Billy Hamilton performs like a lot of fantasy owners think he can perform, only problem is that I understand his uniform is a little saggy. I heard you say that one time. So
Oh yeah,
that's why.
man. He needs a youth small uniform, man. I mean, his uniform just sagging, is blowing in the wind. If it's a windy day, when we play in Chicago, he's gonna have a lot of problems. I mean, because he's gonna be just getting blown all over the field and everything. I mean, he's just real skinny, but just fast. I mean, I can see his heartbeat when he's in his uniform, especially when he take his shirt off. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen a guy number 2 pencil ever in my life. But I tell you one thing, this dude can really run. He's very fast.
Yeah, all right. So with Billy in the order, let me just ask you, where would you like to hit in the order? I know I've seen in your career you batted first, second, third, fourth, wherever they put you. You just play it all. Where would you like to bat in this order?
I would like to hit third. I feel like if I hit third, then I could just be the player that I can go out there and show everybody I can really be. Because when you hit third, you can do everything. You can steal bases when you want to. You can get the RBIs. You could just have the whole package hitting third. And when I was hitting fourth, my number one goal was just to get the ribbies. You know what I mean? That's what a number 4 hitter is supposed to do. He's supposed to go in there and just knock all the guys in and get them ribeye steaks. And I love eating. Say ribeye steaks, that's my favorite steak. I love eating. That's one thing I love. But, I try to go out there and just be the best player I can really be, make some things happen. And, but if there's anything, I would like to hit third. But, I just want to do what's best for the team and go from there.
Well, listen, I'm doing an analysis of the Cincinnati Reds now, and I see Billy Hamilton. I was in Arizona a few weeks ago and saw the first 2 games and saw Billy Hamilton wind up in the first inning on third base and nobody out. So I'm saying if you bat third, he's liable to have already scored. You won't get those RBIs. You should bat second in that lineup. This way, when he's on third and nobody out, it becomes easy to knock him in about 50 times.
You're right. I mean, it does sound easy, but I'm not gonna think he's gonna steal third base every time. But when he gets on base, you might as well just say it's gonna be a double for sure. It might turn to a triple. But as long as he gets on base, as long as somebody knock him in and we're winning, it doesn't really bother me. But if I had a choice, I would like to hit third. Yes.
So with your .338 batting average with runners in scoring position, do you realize that I don't know if you know this or not, Brandon.
I don't know anything what you're about to say.
only well, either do I, but I look it up and I find it. But only 9 players in the history of Major League Baseball have driven in 100 runs from the number 2 position, with A-Rod doing it twice. So I'm saying If you bat second this year, I will go out on that limb, and I will say Brandon Phillips becomes number 10 and knocks in 100 runs, batting in the number 2 hole.
I got to make sure Billy gets on base.
That's a lot of fantasy owners who would probably back you up on that one.
That's good.
Before we get to the MLB, the show, which I got to talk to you about, because I got a 14-year-old, and I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. It's you don't even have to go to a game anymore. Yeah, just go into the living room and play this. But I've got to ask you something about Zach Cozart that I can't figure out at all. Maybe you could help me. In 2010, in AAA, he stole 30 out of 34 bases. And last year, he didn't have one stolen base attempt. I just don't understand what happened here.
There's a lot of things you can really say about that. I mean, I only had 5 bases last year, and I was averaging 20 bases every year. But you got to realize that you do what's best for the team. Dusty, the thing that Dusty really had going, it was all about what our team had. See, now you caught me. Now I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I got to say it the right way. So let me say this: nobody had the green light.
That's all right. I think we understand that.
Let me say it that way: nobody had the green light. So basically, you run when he wants you to run. So basically, that's how it was. So I mean, that's a great manager. I love him to death. But, our running game was not where it was at, because he felt like we was the type of team who had to go out there and get the guy over without stealing bases and, try to get the guys over. That's basically how his philosophy was. And that's why I had 5 bases. And, that's one thing about it I didn't like, because I couldn't beat myself. And I love running, so I still got some legs now. I can still get some bases. So, it's going to be totally different this year with Brian Price being our manager. He's going to let us run. So I'm really looking forward to that. But Zach Kozak, he can run. I mean, he's been running in spring training. I think he got some bases, and we are happy about just that Brian Price is going to open us up. But it was just wasn't one of the things about Dusty, because we wasn't all fast runners like Billy and Drew Stubbs, and
Right.
and we. But the thing is, we could get bases. But the thing is, though, when you have hitters on base, we want to make sure when they're on base, we want to make sure that those guys have an opportunity to really score.
Yeah, that's really tremendous, Brandon. Really appreciate your candor there, and I think when you go down to the game day, I think you'll still be in that starting lineup. All right, I'm pretty sure that it's not going to take you out. All right, let's get to something that I know I'm very excited about because of my 14-year-old MLB The Show. That's the PS4 version. How realistic is this thing? I mean, is it going to, at the end of a year, if I play a season, are you going to hit 18 home runs?
I'm going to hit more than that.
4 years in a row, 18 home runs. Realistically, that's what you should be hitting. But why don't you tell us a little bit about MLB The Show, the PS4 version?
Wow, MLB The Show, period.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been the highest rated sports game ever, and I love playing this game. I've been playing it since they first came out, and it's just getting better and better with the quality in the video, everything. I mean, it's amazing, And plus, the best thing about the game is that I look good. I look very good in the game. I mean, everything that I wear in real life is on that game. That's how realistic it really is. And
it's got your voices in there too, right?
You say what?
It's got your real voice in there too, right?
Hey, it has everything to do with that dude BP. It's on the game. It's on the game. Trust me. You got to get the game. Everybody got to go out there and show the support and go out there and just play this game. And, it's like you don't even have to go to the stadium anymore. You can just sit at the house and just watch us play on the video game, and that's how it really looks. Everybody looks the same, batter stands, everything. I mean, I'm about to play it in a few minutes. Just looking at demos and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun.
And as a fantasy player, I suppose you could learn some of the characteristics of the players that you're looking at. It's got to be a great learning tool if you want to really learn something about the players, Brandon.
Well, of course, I have trouble hitting King Phillips, so I can go on the video game and see how he really holds the ball and how he throws it and everything. And so now I think I'm gonna have success hitting off King Phillips now playing this MLB The Show 14. So this going to be a lot of fun, and I thank these guys for really making this game to help me out, but so make me better in real life.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to rank the players for me. I get emails all day long. Rank these players. For MLB The Show, PS4, Hanley Ramirez, Jose Reyes, and Jason Hayward, and yourself.
Wow, so put them in order?
Yeah, put them in order as the best MLB The Show players.
Shoot, me, number one. Honestly, no, let me say it like this. So you got Hanley, you got Jason Hayward, you got myself, and Jose Reyes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say Hanley. Hanley's a beast when he's healthy. Hanley can really, he can do everything. I'm going to say myself. I'm going to say I'm number two. I can do everything when I'm healthy, and when I have the handcuffs off me. I feel like I can do many things. Then I'm going to say Jose Reyes and then Jason Hayward.
All right. That's terrific. I mean, it's got 1,500 players, 1,000 crowd models. So you don't just see a couple of people in the stands. You see a packed house, real voices of the players. When you watch this, you get a little scared when you see yourself?
Do I get scared? No, actually, I don't get scared. I mean, it's like I'm looking in the mirror, I mean, it's a beautiful sight. It's like dreams come true when I see myself on video games, because back in the day, I used to edit myself to be on the game. And I'd be like, man, one day I'm going to be on the video game. It's going to be a dream come true. But now it has finally happened. And I was just like, wow, man, this is a blessing in disguise, man. I never thought I'd really be on the game. But now, looking at myself on the video game now, it's just like, me is on the game, and it looks just like me, and it's just amazing how these guys have the eyes and have the package and all these everything. I don't know how they make this game look the way it does, but all that I know, it's a beautiful sight just seeing myself and just playing this game that I love.
Well, that dude, I can't thank you enough for coming on for a couple of minutes. Three-time All-Star, the face of the Cincinnati Reds, and a guy that has to be the best second baseman in the National League, the best fielder, and we'll see some big-time running numbers out of Brandon Phillips this year. One more question before I let you go: Do umpires consider you a line drive hitter or a ball buster?
There you go. Say the truth. Uh, now
Or
they
your
think I'm a line
face.
drive hitter.
Listen, when Brad Myers got clunked the other day, the umpire,
Mhm.
I saw you standing over him with a look that I'll never forget. It was a look of shock and horror, which
Mm.
also shows the kind of a person you are, caring about things like that, where other guys may have just walked away. So, hey, Brandon, I wish you all the best. You're absolutely one of my favorite ball players, and certainly one of my favorite guys to talk to. So, thanks for coming on.
Oh man, thanks for having me, man. Keep on doing your work, man. I really appreciate it. It's an honor talking to you, and I can't wait to see your 14-year-old playing with me on the game.
Okay, Brandon, I'll let him know that. Okay,
All right,
Brandon
man.
Phillips, everybody, the face of the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh man, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Brandon.
All right. All right, appreciate it.